Are you going through a difficult season in your life? Are you feeling lost, alone, and unsure of how to navigate through the darkness? In this powerful and uplifting video, we'll explore how to find God's strength in the midst of trials and tribulations. Join me as I dive deep into my toughest moments and challenge myself to find. In today's world, it's easier to feel lost and disconnected from our faith, especially when faced with difficult circumstances. But I want to talk about something that God's strength in those dark times. When we're in the midst of a storm, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by anxiety, despair, or loneliness. We may struggle to find the motivation to get out of bed, to face another day, or to even care about anything anymore. It's like being in a dark tunnel with no end in sight, and it's hard to imagine how things will ever get better. Many people have walked this same path before us, and they've come out on the other side stronger, wiser, and more faithful. But it's hard to see that when we're in the midst of our own battles, we may question our faith, wondering why God isn't doing something to help us, or why He isn't answering our prayers. We may feel like we're stuck in a never-ending cycle of pain and sorrow. But I want to tell you that there is hope, and that hope is found in God's strength. One of the biggest ways I've found God's strength is through prayer. There's something powerful about surrendering our worries, our fears, and our doubts to Him, and trusting that He's got this. It's not always easy, and it's not always instantaneous, but it's a powerful way to connect with God and feel His presence in our lives. Scripture has also been a game changer for me. Reading about others who have faced similar struggles and seeing how God has worked in their lives has given me faith and hope. It's reminded me that I'm not alone, and that God is always with me, even when I can't feel Him. Community support has also been pivotal in my journey. Surrounding myself with people who believe in me, who pray for me, and who encourage me has made all the difference. It's reminded me that I'm not alone, and that I have a tribe of people who care about me and want to help me through the tough times. I remember a specific moment when I was going through a really tough time, and I felt like I was at rock bottom. I was struggling to find the motivation to keep going, and I felt like I was all alone. But then I received a message from a friend who had been through a similar struggle, and she reminded me that I was strong, that I was capable, and that God was with me. It was a small act of kindness, but it made all the difference. It reminded me that even in the darkest times, there is always hope. Even when we can't see a way out, God is always working behind the scenes to bring us through. And that's what I want to leave you with today. The knowledge that you are not alone, and that God's strength is available to you, no matter what you're going through. In conclusion, finding God's strength in dark times requires us to be intentional about seeking Him out, about praying, about reading His Word, and about surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us. It's not always easy, but it's worth it, because when we find His strength, we find hope, and we find a way out of the darkness. If you've gone through a similar struggle and have a story to share, please comment below, and let's encourage each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.